All right, it says we're live, so I'm going to assume it's telling me the truth. Hello, everybody. It is good to see you. There's a good group in the chat. I got my friends here, Ruby and Wayne. That's it. It's a long list today. These guys are great. They're going to be helping us out. Um, I'll go ahead and put you guys back in the background, and then I'm going to change over to my in view camera. Got a piece of oak here. This is one of the last. I've got just a handful of these oak pieces left. This is some dunnage that I picked up a while back. We're going to turn just a simple bowl and then add some color to it. Hopefully we got plenty of time to. Oh, help my time. There we go. Nothing like hearing yourself twice. Okay, where were we? There, and man, it's tough when you get so many things going. Anyhow, there we are. We're gonna we're gonna turn this, get a bowl, get some color on it. Hopefully, we have plenty of time for that. We don't stay too awful late tonight. I kept you late last week, so I'm gonna try to not keep you late this week. So with that, I'm gonna hush and get my mask on and start turning. Let these guys tell us who all's in the chat.
Wayne, would you like to take over that task?
Uh-oh, Wayne disappeared. I don't know where he went. So I guess you can do it, Ruby, and then I'll add Wayne back in as soon as he comes back.
Okie doke. Well, first in this evening was Jennifer of Jennifer's Craft and Creations, followed by Rich Baldock, who was surprised somebody else got in early. Andy, Door 60 is in. Barry Chitty. Let's see, moving down the list. Alien Leader, and sorry, Alien, but I don't know your first name. Let's see. Michael McEwen is in. Paul Finley. Hi, Paul.
I'm back.
Would you like to take over?
Yeah, just give me a second. I've got a couple of audio things happening here.
Okay, well, I'll continue with reading the list then. Okay, Frederick Day has come in. He says he's in the county of Kent in the UK and having a spot of rain, but nothing worth commenting on. Nice cool temperatures. Let's see.
Pick us in the background, Doug.
Mike Evans is in. Haley from Wooden Burl is in.
Right, I'm going down the chat.
Zed, the zombie wood turner. Todd is in. Old Man River Wood Turner is in. Dale. Roger Woolham from Missouri. JP is in. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Jimmy.
Johnny Foster. Let's see. Ward Wilson managed to make it in from Arizona. Tim Ponder.
I'm getting there, Ruby. I'm getting there.
Raymond Wise. Roger Kent. Anthony Green. Vinnie Charlton. Let's see. Oh, and Jamie's saying hello to you, Wayne.
Evening, Jamie, man. How's it going?
Let's see. Lucy has joined us. Lucy. Wivy Woodshed.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry about that, Ruby. My internet switched out for a minute or two there.
And Splenda Green Jeans has just joined us.
I was just about to say that.
That's okay. Remember, Wayne, in my world, you're still allowed to be human.
All right, just
No,
getting this thing around right now.
Seeing as how I totally missed what Doug was talking about when he started, seeing as how my internet went out. What we're doing tonight, Doug?
We got a piece of oak. This is I'm down to my last handful of dunnage that I picked up several years ago, and we're going to turn this just a simple bowl, and then put some color on it. I'm going to do some chameleon color, and hopefully we're going to do it without staying here half the night like we've been doing the last couple of weeks. Just trying to get a decent shape on here first.
Wait till you hear the names of these colors that he's got.
Just seen that message, Jamie. Nice one, mate. That was a private message that Jimmy sent to me.
All right.
I will loudly laugh out at that after the show's finished. Frederick D is asking, Wayne, have you been on the lathe lately? I am in need of some inspiration. Frederick, I'm sorry, mate. I haven't actually been in the workshop, apart from maybe picking a couple of tools out to do work around the house, since April. I haven't been on the lathe since April.
I wish I could say the same.
Seeing as how I've got again, Frederick, seeing as how you're in tonight, Doug will give you inspiration. Jamie does the premiere on a Monday night. He will give you inspiration. Terry Bray does a live on a Sunday night. He will give you inspiration. Paul Finley does a Monday night live. He will give you inspiration. There's lots of people who will give you inspiration out there, not just me.
And Ronald, no, I didn't say Kamala colors. We're talking about some. Oh, now the term has just escaped my mind. Chameleon colors, Ron.
Chameleon colors, yeah.
Yeah.
From Emma.
Yes. I got them from Emma.
What it means is after you put the color in, as you turn the piece and it hits the light differently, you get a variety of different colors. It can go like from blue to a purple, or blue to a green, or red to a yellow. You know.
They are absolutely brilliant. This is something that Emma the Tiny Turner. If you don't know Emma, she is a wood turner from the UK, based in Yorkshire, and she has developed some different colours, flakes, powders, colour changing stuff, things like this. So go and check her out. She has got her own webpage. She does a hell of a lot of demonstrations in the UK. Very good friend of mine, I've got to say.
And Pete from Twisted Trees has joined us. Good morning,
Pete. Jamie saying if you want to ask Doug anything, you can on Wednesday. Wednesday, it's Thursday morning, 1 a.m. In the UK. In the States, it's obviously a bit earlier. But Doug is going to be on the Creative Makers podcast tomorrow night, early Thursday morning.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. This is going to be a lot of fun to just kind of talking with the folks. And you guys can come in the chat and ask your questions. And Jen will end up asking those that she feels is appropriate. She kind of edits those as she goes. But anyway, if you haven't watched Creative Makers podcast before, you really ought to. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Very informative. Sometimes too much so. But it is fun.
What time, Eastern time, does it start?
8:30 Eastern.
AM?
PM.
No, PM.
8:30 PM.
Okay.
So yeah, for like usually I was just saying a while ago that usually Wednesday night I'm tied up on with Worldwide Woodturners, and then come in Thursday morning and watch it. That's the first thing I watch on Thursday morning. But this week
Right.
I'll be. Go ahead.
I've just put a link into Emma, the tiny turner.
I've
okay, just
good.
put a link into her website.
Yeah, these colors and so much more you'll be able to find on Emma's page or her website. She has done a great job of curating colors and other items that she has started selling, and it's all wonderful stuff.
Okay,
Now,
Doug.
Okay.
And Ronald Todd said he has the iridescent acrylic paint, and it does do much the same as Emma's paints. And Nigel Harvey has joined us. Welcome,
Yes.
Nigel.
And JP has said, I'll give you a preview question, Doug. We know about traditional versus carbide, but why are carbide more superior? Lol.
That's a passive aggressive way of saying it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, but that's Jamie, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mick Dews has joined us as well. Hi, Mick.
Hi, Mick.
All right.
Zed has said the finale to his DIY tool series premieres later today, and he has put a link into that.
Sounds great. If y'all haven't been watching that series, watch tonight, but then go back and watch the others. So that's been a great series of videos as he's taken a $25 set of demolition tools and he's making a pretty nice set of turning tools.
Right, now Pete from Twisted Trees has said, if there's nobody else live on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. UK time, then I will do a live. No plans yet, just fancy making some shavings in public. Go ahead and do it, Pete. Go ahead and do it.
Good, Pete. And Chris Walters has joined us. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris. In fact, I haven't said hello to everybody yet. So hello, everybody. It is so good to have you. I appreciate you coming along. It really does mean a lot to me. Helps the algorithm for the channel. It boosts my confidence a little bit knowing there's people out there watching. So anyway, good to have you. Good to have you.
And Wyvie Woodshed, the specific brand of carbides would be the Easy Wood tools.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Vinnie Charles just said to me and Ruby, or to Ruby and me, that we missed his question. Sorry about that, Vinnie. Can you put the question back in rather than me trying to go back and find it?
See a place I got to go back and fix.
The Nova Dome Jaws, the 1691 Doug was using last week. Are they only available in the U.S.? He's been trying to buy them in the UK, and if anybody can help him locate a set. So they're the dome jaws, but they have a little spigot on the top end.
Check on uh, check on Amazon. I don't know if they're there or not, but that'd be a great place to check.
Yeah, I know they're not available in Canada yet either, unless you go through Woodworkers Specialties out in British Columbia.
Fred Gilvers said hello to Ruby and me, and Rich has said for the UK. Now, Rich does work with or is part of. God, I'm forgetting who we're talking about now. Anyway, the Dome
Nova.
Jaws. Yeah, Nova.
Yes.
Rich has said Turner's Retreat would be the best place to look.
And just in case you haven't seen them yet, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
GP is asking, are the Nova Dome Jaws the same as the record power ones?
No, they aren't. If you
No, they're a
notice
little bit
on the ones that Doug just held up, on the very top, there's a little spigot. You see it sticking out? Well,
Yeah,
that
saw that.
spigot, that spigot isn't on the record power ones.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just round.
Jennifer, I'm not too bad at the moment, thank you. Scott's just come in. Scott Hampton.
Hey, Scott. I just wanted to correct this little, from this surface up to this was not in line with the lower section, so I just took a little bit more out to get it lined up a little bit better. For most people, that doesn't matter, but for us,
EGK has just come in. Good evening, Andrew.
Precious.
And Andy, the Valley Woodturner, has joined us. Good evening, Andy.
How are the ribs doing? And good evening, Andy, as well.
And Rich says he's going to ask the New Zealand guys if they know about the dome jaws in the UK.
Yeah, they are nice jaws. I've used them a couple of times now, and I really like them. I'm using the Hornick jaws right now. They're I don't know the exact size. They're a little smaller than the 50 millimeter 2-inch jaws that are the standard jaws that come on most chucks.
Yeah.
They work awfully nice when you need something just a little smaller, like for this bowl. I've got a little smaller tenon that I may or may not keep. So if I want to keep it, I want to keep it in line with the size of the bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Susie's just come in. Susie Swiss Woodturner has just come in, and so has Heather as well.
Scott Hampton has joined us also.
And Johnny Foster's got to go back to work. Night. Oh,
all right,
good
Johnny.
afternoon, Johnny. And sorry, Haley has just said she got an almost brand new Supernova chuck today at the car boot sale for £25.
Oh,
she just needs to sort out if she can get an adapter for an M33 fitting. I'm sure you'll be able to.
Yes, no, should not be any problem.
Woodworm Paul's just come in.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
All right. It's got me taken care of with 80 grit. Let's jump on up to 120.
Richard said back to Haley that's a M33 times 3.5 insert, assuming that's what she needs. Yes, it will be, Rich, although I don't know what the original spindle size that she's got.
And Scott's asking if anyone's going to the SWAT symposium next week. He'll be demonstrating how to create 2 interesting projects.
God,
Very
I
good.
wish. I really
Yes,
wish.
I do too.
And
That
Chris
would
says
be.
he likes the
Captain
shape of
Eddie's
the
going to be
bowl.
there, though, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he is so happy. He's tickled pink to be able to go this year.
One year we might do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to win the lottery first.
Oh, mercy. I understand.
Oh, Carsten's here. I didn't know. I don't know. Oh, there he is. He just came in earlier on. Good evening, Carsten.
Hey, Karsten. So lots of things going on around the wood turning world right now. Club demos and all those kinds of things. So much fun knowing what all's going on. All right. Let's see. That's got to be turned off. I'll put my little board up here just to give me a little more of a table.
And Rob Copper Owl's just come in as well.
Hi,
Hey,
Rob.
Rob.
Or maybe he came in early and I missed him.
Yeah, I didn't catch him earlier either.
All right. Like so many glues, this had a little film on the top edge, so that's gone now. So I think what I'm going to do is do this with the lathe running. I want to turn it all the way down. Well, not all the way. I want to go down to 100.
And Zed says that he has an 18-second video of peeling paint. That is his
Number 10.
hashtag 10 all-time watched video.
Oh, dear me. That's not even long enough to be short.
It's not.
And Fred said he was supposed to go to Terry Smart's wood turning weekender, but COVID got in the way. Apparently, it happened the last time as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry to hear that. My wife is dealing with COVID right now. She'll miss
Not
this entire
fun.
week of work over it.
so I take that, seeing as how your wife's got COVID, I take it you're spending the whole time down in the basement turning.
I'm either in the basement or in a separate bedroom. I'm staying away from her. And I don't like to do that.
And Chris Walters says he's got 2 new projects he's got to do now.
All right.
And one, I believe, is a cheese knife.
A cheese
Okay,
knife.
Pete has decided that he's going to do a live tomorrow night. I think he said it was going to be 7:30 p.m. UK time. I don't know if he's changed that or not, but he has put the link in there.
Okay. All right. Where I've got to do some more electrical work in this place. I thought I had all the electric I needed, but
Oh no, you never have all the electric you need ever.
there we go. There we go. Well, golly, right here by my lathe, there's 4, 5, 12. I've got 13 plugs right here within arm's length of my lathe, and I don't have enough. Crazy. I need one closer. In fact, where this overhead camera is, yeah, right there, where you guys are, I need one right there. So I'll probably run one there, just because I can. I'm running this hair dryer. It's this little small one that I swiped from my wife when she got a new one, just because. Anyway, I'm running it on low just to help set that glue off a little quicker.
Now, Frederick has said, I think this is about the COVID. It's quite nasty this time as well. Not sure if it's a new variant or not, but it's not nice.
Yeah,
Right.
apparently there is a new variant going around.
Mm-hmm.
And Zed says that he has two 12 outlet strips in his 10 by 12 foot shop, and he still runs out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody does. If you think you need 12 outlets, you probably need 24.
Yeah. I've got, like I said, I've got 13 right here beside my lathe. And then on that wall over there, I installed, let's see, 2, 8, 2, 6, 8, 12, 14 plus a long strip and a 220 line. That wall's fine. And then the wall over there is not quite as many, but I installed a whole bunch. That there I'm doing fine there. It's just right here around the lathe where
Right.
I'm shy.
Mike from Aardvark's just come in. Rich has said, yeah, the link's too long for YouTube chat. Is that the link for oh God, for Pete's link for his live tomorrow night? Rich, if it is, I will put a different link in.
This powder is extremely fine and it goes a long way.
It
You can
does.
see it falling off.
It does.
You guys aren't seeing all the colors in it. This stuff's got about 15 colors in it. This
Now, what you
particular one.
can do, what you can do with this to try and save it. Now, as you see, Doug is using a makeup brush there, which Emma recommends. But what you can do is put some tissue underneath the bowl,
Mm-hmm.
so any excess falls down onto the tissue, so you can pour it back into the tub again.
I was just barely touching that stuff, and you can see right here on the board, there is a pile of it right there. I'm going to attempt to sweep it back into the little pot.
And yes, Fred, that is Doug's wife's makeup brush.
Well, it was.
Yeah, I go and
I
buy
got it
my
with
own.
her. Yeah, in fact, I did, and I gave the new one to her, and she let me have this one. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid back on it before we have a real mess. First time I used this stuff, I found it in all kinds of strange places a week later. All right.
Yep. Usually on your wife's cheeks when you give the makeup brush back to her.
Well, that's the thing. This brush stays here. This one doesn't go
Oh,
back to her.
Pete says he gets more glitter in his beard than on the timber.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can attest to that, Pete.
That reminds me, Wayne. Um, one of my water drop bowls, I pulled it up the other day to put in the store, and lo and behold, the paint looked like it looked like it was a decal. It had wrinkled up. Have you ever seen that
Oh,
happen?
yes. What you need to do with that, Doug, is put another layer of spray lacquer over the top.
Okay.
And what happens then when you put an extra topping of spray lacquer over the top? It combines everything back together again.
Okay. Okay. I will try that.
I had a lot of questions when I was doing water drop bowls just about every week. I had a lot of questions about that, about the paint cracking and things like this. And I found I did a couple of few experiments, and one of the best ones I found was putting an extra layer of spray lacquer over the top, and it brings everything back together again.
Very good. Very good. I'll give that a try. This just it looked like it was a decal, and then it had wrinkled up a couple of different areas. So I'll try spraying it with lacquer again because it did have lacquer on it. That was just some uh, sanding sealer, some lacquer sanding sealer I sprayed on
Yeah,
just to kind of bind that in, and I'll see what it looks like after a while. I may leave it at that. I may add some more lacquer to it to bring up the shine of the bowl itself, or I
yeah.
may leave it like that. So we'll see.
Now, Richard said that he's just talked to his CEO, and Turner's Retreat either has the dome jaws in, or they are on order. JP has said that looks like Okinawa sunset eye candy pigments. No, these are the chameleon colours from Emma.
There we go. Oh,
Jamie said, "You do water drop bowls, Wayne? Question mark. Next, you're going to say you do Joe Sonia's as well. Well, no, it has been known.
it's happened once or twice. Yes. Oh, mercy. JP, you've got a way of it.
Yeah, he has got a certain way of doing things. Yes,
Yeah, and that's fine. That's JP.
It'd be boring otherwise.
I
All
do
right.
remember. I do remember it was a few years ago now when I was using Joe Sonia's just about every day, and not a hell of a lot of other people were at that time. So obviously they were getting promoted, and the Harrogate show came about, and there was a hell of a lot of people going up to Lynn, who was the distributor for Joe Sonia's, and said, "I've come to you because Win the Woodturner's using these." And she was getting this every time. And at that time, I was on the Yorkshire Grit stand with Glyn at that time before the business got sold, and I went to see Lynn and said, "I'm Win the Woodturner, and I use his stuff all the time." And she said, "I have had everybody coming around my stand saying that you are the one that they've getting the inspiration from." And I thought, oh God, isn't that absolutely brilliant? And it was absolutely brilliant.
Sure. And that was when she started helping you out with it a little bit, wasn't it?
And going back to the water drop bowl, Frederick Day has said that he actually made a water droplet bowl, a water droplet platter after seeing one of my videos, and it turned out okay too. And
Yeah.
everybody asked, "How do you do that?" No, the thing is, I wasn't the first person to do that. It came out in an edition of the Woodturner magazine back in probably 2016. I think it came out, and then there was a guy from down the southwest. I forget his name now. Who did one, and then I did one, and then I just carried on doing them.
It certainly is effective, and um, I put one in the. I was saying earlier, I've just opened things up in a new store. I've got one in there. I was going to put two in. The one that's in there is a blue one. The one that wrinkled is a purple one that I really like. I've gotten the stuff, the paints for a red one that I want to do. I want to do several colors.
Hmm.
Uh,
Jay,
No, JP's just said Lynn. That's the distributor for Joe
so
Sonia's in the UK. Lynn has just contacted him to do a Viking shield using Joe Sonia's paints, and she's going to be taking it to Harrogate for her. That's absolutely brilliant, JP. And Lynn has got a couple of few of my pieces that she sometimes has on the stands.
I'm just getting that elbow stabber out of my way, just in case.
And Fred says he's also made the rust effect platter in both iron and copper.
Yeah, I love doing them as well. One of the favorite ones I used to do was the Viking helmet using the what do you call them now? I'm forgetting what you call them now. Using the iron and copper effect type paints.
Right.
Metal reactive paint.
Yeah, the metal reactive paints. Thanks, Doug.
That word was in there somewhere, wasn't it? All right.
And Haley says she's going to expand her Jo Sonia range when she goes to Harrogate. She has to tick the ones she has on the color chart now, so that when she gets there and can't remember which ones she has.
Oops.
Yeah, I was pushing a little hard. And my tenon may be just a touch small.
And Rob makes a good suggestion, Haley. Mark the ones you're low on as well as the ones you don't have.
Yeah.
And Zed says, duh, this is like one of his videos.
Well, that's the thing. I've been watching Zed too much. Nah. I meant to make the tenon set for the for those Hornig jaws, and I ended up making them just a touch too big. I mismeasured, and so I went to these are the 55 or 50 millimeter, and they're almost too small. The tenon's almost too small, but it just snugs up just before they come together. So we're great. Should be great.
Yeah, stuff popping out of the chuck happens to everybody.
Yeah,
It really does.
I was taking an awful big bite and going through it pretty quickly, and just pulled it out, plain and simple. And I'll show you. Don't let me forget to show the size of that tenon when I take it back out of the chuck again. It's pretty small.
Al's just come in.
Hi,
Hey,
Al.
Al.
Hey, Al.
You missed Doug doing some turning. That's what you missed.
Go ahead and clean this upper section up while I'm here. Little shear scrape.
Al, this is a piece of oak, and he's added a little color on the other side. And Jennifer makes a good point. Don't forget the thumbs up, folks.
That's not the one that counts, though, is it?
Yeah, it does.
Let's see, just for fun. Let's grab this tool right here. This would be the Easy Wood finisher. It's the big round cutter. Which reminds me, I do have an answer to Jamie's question. I'm not sure I would ask it or frame it the same way, but I do have an answer for that I'll share tomorrow night because I know Jamie's going to ask it.
Yeah, he already did, Doug. Now, Todd at Glencover said the first bowl that he tried turning at home flew off the lathe and rolled under the workshop. It sat there for a couple of days before he retrieved it and tried again. Yeah.
Not unusual. Not unusual.
It's definitely not unusual. That I would say that happens to just about everybody until you learn how to control the tools.
Yeah.
And make proper tenon or mortise.
Yes, that's the key right there. My first bowls that I was trying to do a tenon or a mortise, when I did a tenon, I wanted it to fit exactly. Height, width, everything. And so literally I was making my tenons way too big. If they'd have been half the size, I would have been a whole lot better off.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people, when they get the chucks, they look at the sizes between the proper size and what it'll expand to, and a lot of people go with what it'll expand to.
Yes.
And that's not the right way to do it.
Well, you don't want them to bottom out either.
Exactly.
I was trying to make my tenon where it hit the very bottom of the jaws and filled it up. I didn't want it too long because I knew it wasn't supposed to stick. I wanted it to hit the bottom and the face of the jaws, and that's next to impossible. Next to impossible.
And Rob is asking if anyone has seen the video on using the round carbide cutters like a gouge and not like a scraper. I have.
Doug is now using a depth gauge.
Yep. And I've got 1/2 inch. So I'm in pretty good shape for the shape I'm in. That tells me where my jaws are, not where the bottom of the tenon is, but where my jaws are hidden. Now, I'm surprised. I've got a pretty nice surface there.
I'll be back in a minute. Just need to come
okay.
break.
What was that statement about the carbide tools? Using them as a
Yeah, if you turn them on a 45 angle, you make more of a shear scrape with them.
Yes. So there's flat, there's turning it up, and they work very nicely like that as well. Much less aggressive. You can get a very nice cut with it. The very center is still an issue, but yes. Glenn Teagle shows that an awful lot on his stuff, which is fine. Right. He makes a nice tool as well. The nice thing about the Easy Wood is that they have been. Oh, come on! I used my switch plug for the hair dryer. They've been tested and researched so that it's the best grade of carbide for wood turning. Stays sharp longer. There really is a difference.
And Al is asking, how fast are you turning, Doug?
I was turning at, what was that, 1400, 1600, something like that. I'm sanding now at 700.
So what diameter do you think this bowl is, Doug?
Uh, 5.5,
Okay, I was going to say 6.
and it's 2 3/4 deep from top to bottom.
I don't think that'll hold enough popcorn, though.
No, it hold a nice serving of ice cream though.
It'd hold a good serving of M&Ms.
There you go. Or peanuts, or in my case, I eat almonds. Well, so much for that piece of sandpaper. No, it decided to go live somewhere else.
Well, actually, what you're saying is your vacuum system was getting hungry.
Yep, that's exactly right. Oh, and I could probably go dig it out, but I'm not going to.
And
Since I got this big one.
Pete was saying the piece he turned last
I'm back.
week was 11 inches by 8 inches deep with no sides on it. 50% turning air. He was looking at popping over to Zed's to borrow some big tools.
Yeah.
And as Heather said, Canadian Smarties. That bowl would just hold a nice number of Canadian Smarties.
Sure. All right. Just about through. Going through the grits. Make sure we get that little edge so it's not stinking sharp.
Yeah,
It was a while ago. Blow the dust out. Turn the noisemaker off. All right, get my paper towel string down here. Turn it down some more. This is white oak. Like I said, it was dunnage. I got it from a reclamation place. It's just up the road from me. The day I was up there, they had a bunch of this stuff. Oh, about 14 inches long, 15 inches long, probably 5 inches wide and 3 inches thick. Makes this size bowl. You can usually get 2 of this size bowl out of one of those things. Only problem is a lot of those had cracks and checks in them, so it's you kind of have to watch what you're getting at the moment.
Al says he put a piece of chicken wire down in his exhaust chute to prevent things he didn't want flying down and going through the fan blades.
Sure.
Some Axe abrasive sanding paste.
I have thought about putting chicken wire over it. It doesn't hurt anything to do it, for sure. And it does save you a few pieces of sandpaper. Yeah, just using a little axe, some abrasive sanding
William
paste.
Kenny's just come in. Good evening, William.
Hi,
Abrasive paste just takes the sanding on up to 1,000 grit. um, without all the dust. And that's the dust that'll kill you. That very, very fine sanding dust above 220 is what'll kill you, get your lungs. So take care of yourself. Use dust control anytime you can, whether it's a vacuum system or a dust extractor or abrasive paste. Once you get to 220 with your sandpaper, go to abrasive paste, or you can wet sand with oil, um,
Or a wax.
or a wax. Yes. Anything that keeps
Now
that dust.
I've got to ask William. I know William's over in Ireland there. Are you planning on coming across to Harrogate this year, William? Alien Leader is, I don't know if he's just come in, but he's saying hello to Kenny, brother from another country.
He's been in from the beginning or close to it.
All right. Didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you were off trying to fix your internet when Ruby read his name off.
All right. Okay.
I'd forgotten about putting any.
Yeah. William has said that he's sorry, but he won't make it across to Harrogate.
Yeah.
Too bad. I get to see him as well. And Pete says that fine dust and failing to pay attention to skews both will kill you if you give them a chance.
Yeah, skews are kind of ornery. They'll reach out and bite you. They will.
It was interesting when I did my demo last weekend. Once again, somebody asked me if I'd ever gotten a catch with a skew on purpose. So I proceeded to show them how to do it.
Yep.
And I proceeded to show them why it happens.
It's actually quite fun doing that, isn't it?
Well, what I do is I take somebody in the audience and I put them on the headstock of the lathe and they become my motor. So when they're turning at a slow speed, you anchor the tool, you get the bevel rubbing, you start a cut, and then you show how if you get greedy, you come off the bevel onto the edge and it takes off in the wrong direction and messes your piece up.
Yeah, gives you those nice spirals going the wrong way.
Well, it's one way to create spirals if you didn't know how before.
Yeah. If you could only control it, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is working out really nice. You can't see, but it's there we go. Chewed up my paper, and it's pretty brown through there. Just trying to get over to some cleaner material here. There we go.
We would let you use a new piece of paper if you really wanted to.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But I'm just going over to a clean area. It really is. Because we had some sanding sealer on it. There's not a lot of dust left. Not cleaned it with alcohol. So we're in good shape. Right now done. Just finishing up, buffing out what's left of the wax and oil that's the carrier for the abrasive.
Zed says he's forcing himself to use his new skew and he's having trouble finding the right repeatable technique. Which kind of skew did you get, Zed? That might be part of the problem.
It's the one he made.
Ah.
Yeah, made it out of a demolition tool.
Well, if it's got flat or square edges, that might be part of the problem.
Well, I think it's the same with any skew that you use. You
Right.
use the bottom third of the blade you introduce the skew, you turn it so you start introducing the blade on the bottom third of the skew, and then you go ahead. Scott Hampton said, the safest way to use a skew, leave it in your tool rack.
No.
No,
Well,
no.
the other thing people forget to do is to raise the tool rest a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that can
Yeah,
make a major difference.
if you are going to use a skew, and now with most traditional turning tools, when you are using traditional turning tools, the likes of gougers and things like this, you tend to have the tool rest below center. When
Mm-hmm.
you're using carbides, you tend to have the tool rest on center. So you have the tool rest, so the tool is on center. When
Right.
you're using a skew, you tend to have the tool rest above center height.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you're using the skew above center height. And then you bring it down, you introduce the bevel, and then you start cutting, just the same as you would with a gouge.
Yep. And don't come off the bevel.
Right. Yeah, when you come off the bevel, that's when it wants to bite into that wood and becomes unpredictable. Um, if I'm remembering, Zed's skew is it's quite wide to begin with, and then he's got a pretty sharp skew angle on it. His grind angle is not bad, but his skew angle is a little sharper than normal.
Yeah, but the principle is the same thing.
Still the same. Yes, you're exactly right.
You can't to tell you the truth. Once you not necessarily master the skew, using the not using skew in the traditional way, you can actually turn it upside down and using it point forwards and
Mm-hmm.
do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you can. Um, uh, yeah. Um, Raffin uses his point down
Yep.
most of the time. He doesn't do it all the time, but he does it most of the time.
Now Zed has said his is more like a Russian knife in terms of the angle. Now I have found that I have got a preference for a traditional skew skew chisel as opposed to a Russian knife. I actually find using the Russian knife harder than using a traditional skew chisel.
That
Nice
looks
piece of.
nice, Doug.
You can see the color shifting in that color band. See the purple
You
right there in the
definitely can.
front, green toward the outer edge, outer sides there. So and as I turn it, the color goes with it. So you know it's shifting. And in sunshine, it's amazing what sunlight does with those chameleon powders. So there you have it. I will come back and I'll just clean up that tenon. I'm going to leave it on as a foot, but I'll clean it up just a touch, get it waxed as well. So there you have it in
Very
under
nice.
$3.59. Excellent.
There
So
you go. JP has said his skew chisel resembles a square carbide cutter. Lol.
imagine that.
Yeah, and no, to tell you the truth, I have used a square carbide cutter as a skew chisel,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think
and it works.
yes, it does.
There's my half-inch skew. There's my square, almost square carbide cutter. But if I take that and angle it just a little bit, and I'm cutting on the edge, instead of flat, if I'm turn the tool up on edge so that it's at more of a 45, it's going to cut more like a skew wheel. Surely will.
Mm-hmm.
They're great cutter. Carbide cutters are great. There's a place for them without any question. Um, People who say there's no place for carbides on a lathe tool bench they're sadly mistaken. Oh, I was going to show you too. That tenon, you can see it is quite small. And the way I was hogging that inside out, it's no wonder I pulled it off. But there's no tear out on that tenon whatsoever. It came out. I just pulled it straight out. Is all it was. So like I said, I'm just going to sand it up, get it cleaned up, and it'll stay on as a foot underneath the bowl. So
You've got lots of nice comments coming through, Doug.
well,
Yep.
thanks everybody. I appreciate that. It's always a good time to turn a piece of wood. Have your friends around. Here we go. This will work.
All two of us, right?
Yeah, yeah. All two of my friends. No, all you guys in the chat, I consider you my friends as well. So I really do appreciate you all coming along and being with us today. Do tune in tomorrow if you can. We're going to have a good time with Creative Makers Podcast here on YouTube, 8:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Central Time, early in the morning in England
right,
or in Great
right.
Britain.
Give me a minute, Doug, and I will just find the link for that.
Oh, okay. All right. I should have had it ready where I could do it too. I didn't have it
And
ready.
don't forget that the Worldwide Wood Turners is also on tomorrow evening.
Yes. They start at 7:30 Central Time or 7 o'clock Central Time. Excuse me, not 7:30. 6:30 is when it unofficially starts, but 7 o'clock is the official start time. Lots of great gallery. They'll have I don't have a clue who it is, but they're going to have a good demonstration. They always do. And then more gallery afterwards. Great time to ask questions. A lot of folks in there who are very talented turners, very experienced turners. You have a problem, they'll be glad to help you figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else that we need to talk about tonight?
No, hang on. I'm just
There we
getting
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
take your time. Ruby, you said you're going over for yeah, Harrogate.
Yes, I am.
All right, that ought to be a great time.
Well, mainly, you see, Wayne owes me a hug, so I'm going over to collect my hug.
That'll work. That'll work. Very good. You gonna do any demonstration while you're there?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Good. That thing is. I'm trying.
I
Keep trying
think
to
I've
prop
got
this
it.
bowl up high enough for y'all to see while we're talking. Not quite. I need one more block. Looks like. Maybe two.
There we go. I think I've put the link in for Creative Makers Podcast.
All right.
You being on there tomorrow evening, early Thursday morning UK time.
Absolutely. It is. It's late in the night, early in the morning for you folks in the UK. That's because it's really done by Americans, except for JP, who jumps in there. It's a good time though. It is a really good time. A bunch of chat going on and just some good folks. And it's a good time to get to know a little bit more about whoever the center of attention happens to be that time, whether it's somebody who's a turner, um, just an entrepreneur, a CNC person, or a resin person. Maybe they're a laser person. Who knows? There are all kinds of art. So they haven't just restricted it to one area of making, but it's all types of making. So it's a lot of fun. That's why I like to watch it. I get to learn about the people, but also about the different types of making that is so popular right now. So it just happens this week they had to drag the bottom of the barrel. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Oh, oh, come on, Doug. That's not fair.
I think actually they took some of the cream off the top of the
Well,
barrel.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. I just noticed, JP, I thought you were a moderator on my channel, but I guess not.
I
We had
thought he
some,
was as well, to tell you the truth.
yeah. Yes, they've had some big guests and AGK. Oh, Jamie,
Yeah,
you're
they've
you're
had
so
some.
kind to Precious.
Yeah, so obviously with the AJK, they've had some smaller guests as well.
That's right. That's right. Yes, they've had some big ones and they've had some small ones. Very good. Well, it's been a good time. Do go over and see Zombie after a while. He's on here in what, another almost not
Oh,
quite 2 hours, and that'll be that's always a good video too. So go over. It'll be as a premiere, so we can chat while we're watching and just have a good time in the background. All right, Wayne, good to have you again. You're always faithful, and I do appreciate it. Miss Ruby, thank you so much.
Thanks
You as
for
well.
inviting us.
You guys are always right there along. You're always very helpful as we work through. So with that, I'm going to invite y'all to say bye with me. So bye bye.
good
Bye bye.
night.